What's something 100 or less but is a total game changer? A portable power station. It's insane how useful it is. I got mine for 90. It has flashlights, an air compressor, charging ports for plug-and-choosps. It has a few other functions I cannot think of ATM. But lastly, it'll jump a car 4 to 6 times before it needs recharged. And charges quickly. Never have that awkward experience with strangers, and I can even jump someone else quickly and efficiently with no risk to my own. And in winter, oh fucking boy, it's a game changer, lifesaver. I've never felt more confident in my POS car since. This blew up a little and I've got no time to answer. Work and all, I've got the Schumacher 1200 peak amp multifunctional portable digital power station. If you can get it on sale, it's perfect, and prices differ by area. They also need tiny maintenance, as others posted, recharging every so often and not leaving them to bake in your car. I keep mine inside during the warmer months if I'm not going anywhere. It's just a good thing to keep in the car for winter. I'm currently taking care of a 98-year-old who can afford planes. Seriously, she owns planes, but refuses to get kitchen knives because they're too expensive. I started bringing my own because she wanted me to use a butter knife to cut the veggies. Never again.
Hey guys, much like you, I love reading people's stories on Ask Reddit. Unfortunately, there's a lot of weird middle school level, just thought experiment type hypotheticals like nice try Baskin Robbins. I don't find this compelling, so that's why I've made it my mission to trawl and crawl through Ask Reddit and find the very best content and put it in your ears. That's why I'm begging you, like and subscribe. If there's anything I can do to help you out, give you the kind of content that you crave to help you get through your workday, let me know in a comment. But please, like and subscribe.
It sounds so ordinary, but the kitchen trash can with the foot pedal that flips open the top. We lived with the press lip to open kind for years because we were too cheap to spend an extra 10 in the beginning. OMG, no longer having to manually open and close that thing like an animal is a pleasure I could not have predicted. Now, I just step on the pedal, and it opens. A weighted blanket. One of the best purchases I've ever had. There seems to be a lot of questions and many of them repeat, so we'll try to answer the most frequent ones. Where can you get a good one for less than 100? Amazon has great ones for 70 to 100 but tend to either be twin size or on the lighter side. However, you can also get good and heavy ones on sale, especially around this time of year. Don't they get hot? A bit, but I live in the cold for most of the year due to the weather and stick my feet out during the hotter days. Aren't they for autistic people? Yes and no. They are used to help some of the people who have to live with autism, but are also used for a lot of restless people. How do you clean them? I use a duvet cover, and wash that weekly, then take it to the laundromat every 90 days or so. Electric toothbrush. Good lord, does it feel fresh to brush now. Even the 20 Oral-B ones are great, and a head will last you almost as long as a normal brush. Instapot is also amazing. Oh hey, making barbecue chicken? 15 minutes and it's ready to go. Definitely a game changer. A pressure cooker and a slow cooker, you can get both for less than 100. With whatever money you have left over, bulk order rice and beans by the pound. As a Brazilian, my father grew up eating rice and beans, and the meal has stuck with him to the extent that every day he'll make at least one batch. What takes my grandma hours to make the old-fashioned way can now be done in about an hour and 5 minutes, with 5 minutes of effort and an hour of waiting. He buys in bulk, so feeding our entire family of 5 a full meal costs about $1.50 total. For anyone on a budget, or anyone who really likes rice and beans, I could not recommend this more. We use an Instant Pot for the beans and an Aroma brand slow cooker for the rice. While we could just do everything in the Instant Pot, it's easier because both cook simultaneously to speed up the process. For the rice, put in 2 cups of rice and 1 cup of water, hit the white rice button, and you're good. This takes about an hour to cook. For the beans, many of us actually don't eat meat in our family, so our recipe doesn't use any, but I'm sure you could throw some in to try it out. Put in 2 cups of beans, 5 cups of water, 3 cloves of crushed garlic, 2 to 3 bay leaves, and a finely chopped medium-sized onion. Press the beans button, make sure the timer is at 45 minutes, and you're good. This takes about 45 minutes to cook, but we always let it rest for 15 minutes or so before releasing the pressure. For the sake of those new to pressure cookers, there's a dial you twist to release the pressure, and we do this with a ladle from a foot away. The pressure lessens the longer you wait after the meal has finished cooking, so after 15 minutes steam will still release, but far less than if you had not waited. Add some salt directly into the pot of beans and stir. When serving, people will usually add a bit more salt, and some of our family likes to mix in 12 and avocado when we have them lying around. I hope this is helpful and happy cooking. Some people that own planes are the stingiest motherfuckers I've ever seen. Sure, you own a Global, but you're questioning why it costs X amount for a 411,413 recert? We actually have a formula for how much that costs. Learjet owners tend to be the worst, especially the medical transport ones. My latex foam pillow cost about that, and I've now been using it for well over a decade. Still super supportive and super soft at the same time. I don't know the original maker of the one I have, but 2 years ago when I wanted a second pillow to add, I picked up a JCPenney's Home Collection solid latex pillow. I don't care for the shredded foam style. Some brands are different firmness and spring wineness, but this may actually be the same maker as my original one. Home Collection latex pillow. In more confined spaces, or if blackout curtains just are not enough. Pair them with blackout roller blinds, and if fitted snug next to zero light will get in even if the sun is fully shining right at the window. For me, curtains alone didn't work. The little gaps around the sides totally ruined them for me, letting in far too much light. Plus most didn't truly block the light out. Double up though? Works a charm. Seasonings. Garlic powder, dried basil, chili pepper flakes, paprika, cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, ginger powder, oregano, etc., etc., etc. Total game changer for your cooking. Turn a bland dish into an amazing tasting meal. Wow, this blew up. Yes, I am white pepper.
I turned 36 this year, and I decided to focus on my physical fitness, so I bought a swim club membership. The only problem was, most of the time when I go swimming, I wind up getting an ear infection. So it turns out that normal earplugs, they kind of irritate your ear canal, they don't really work, they don't keep the water out, but there is an amazing kind of earplug called Mack's Pillow Soft Silicone earplugs that, they feel great, they keep the water out 100%, they're reusable, and they don't irritate your ear canal at all, no issues. If you've ever had a severe ear infection, you don't want to experience that again. It can permanently damage your hearing if you're unlucky. So investing in these earplugs is definitely a good idea. Also, when my baby was crying later this year and I could not get to sleep, I used the same earplugs and they worked great. I was able to sleep right next to a crying baby. So be sure to click my affiliate link and purchase some of these Mack's earplugs today.
I have a 30 pounds queen size blanket, ETA. It may actually be 25 pounds. It was bought GT 6 mo ago. I have insomnia. I fully credit the weighted blanket with my ability to fall back to sleep after waking up to pee at night. Damn, having kids and all that. I missed it when I went on vacation and work travel this year. ETA, since this got more upvotes than I expected. I weigh south of 200 pounds, but not significantly. My husband bought the blanket for me and we thought the queen size would be spread wider and the distribution would affect the 10 weight recommendation, so he went with the 25 pounds. It was very heavy the first couple times I slept under it, but now once I curl up I hardly feel it. I can roll over under it, but not with ease, and I think this is why I stay asleep, because I'm not tossing and turning. I hardly feel the weight when I am still. How do you wake up with insomnia? Some very funny person asks. Well, my insomnia used to be the inability to fall asleep, but then it turned into the inability to fall back to sleep. If I woke for virtually any reason, but especially if I got out of bed, I was awake from that point on. Those storage bags you conceal with your vacuum. So much storage space saved for fluffy items you don't use all the time. Like sleeping bags, heavy winter blankets, ski coats, etc. Apparently not sleeping bags, I was just trying to think of fluffy things. I obviously don't camp. WTF? This is going to be a little strange, but insulation. Most attics and basements aren't adequately insulated. Over time this can cost you hundreds of dollars a year, not to mention the room is just uncomfortable if it's not well insulated. You can rent an insulation blower and buy the blow-in insulation for a single room for about $100. You'd be surprised the difference it makes. I use my SSD for my OS and my favorite 3 games, and store everything else on hard disk because they're cheaper. Batch reply to everyone who is saying SSD is just as affordable now or some variant thereof. 6 TB WD Red is the same price as a 2 TB Firecuda. So you're wrong. A good multi-tool like a Leatherman. Small enough to keep with you at all times, with a plethora of everyday uses. Also a proper toolset for the bigger jobs will come in handy. A good rechargeable LED flashlight won't set you back much, but it's super useful as well. On a related note, a sleeping mask was a game changer for me. You can get a decent and comfortable one for about $20. It can do wonders to improve sleep quality, particularly blocking out the light pollution can make a bigger difference than you think. The thing is, people want to cheap out on certain things, but your pillows, your bed, your bedding, your socks, your shoes, your underwear, your t-shirts, your work chair, if you use one, your computer monitor, are all things many people use for 6 hours every day that directly affects their quality of life and well-being, even health. I don't wear them anymore, but eyeglasses are another area that you should invest in. If you are at the point where your prescription doesn't change that often, getting all the extra coatings is totally worth it. I just got one. It gives you peace of mind. Be sure to get one with the rear camera because a lot goes on behind you. Bonus points if it has an app you can access the recorded video. Double bonus points if you can have it record while your car is parked. Dash cams are great to catch potential insurance fraud. If the situation comes up, I personally wouldn't mention you have a dash cam. Just exchange information and send your video to the insurance company. I've seen videos where the person says, "I got you on video," and the other person runs away, so Therese, no recourse for the victim. Menstrual cups. They don't work for everyone, but if they work for you, they're genius. You no longer have to buy menstrual products, you don't need to carry anything. It has all the benefits of tampons with no toxic shock or string hanging out, and you save money. Blind spot mirrors for your car. Being able to see in my blind spots without having to turn my head to look behind me, and lose sight of the road in front, has made me feel more secure, especially in heavy traffic. You can usually buy a pair for around 10.
This year, like I said, I'm having a midlife crisis. I've started a YouTube channel and I'm on a big health kick. One thing that I found is very easy to eat, very easy to prepare, is I heat up chickpeas with chicken broth and tikka masala. And there are two schools of thought about how you should eat beans. Some people believe you should buy the dry beans and soak them, but I tried that and it was a disaster. So I buy canned beans every time. And if I'm opening like 2 cans a day to be on this diet, it is a massive pain in the ass if the can has this jagged metal edge. You know, I'm worried if like little bits of metal are getting into my food and going to slice up my intestines. So I found this special can opener that actually opens the can in a way that is completely safe, no metal's getting in your food, and is 1,000 times better than any other can opener I've ever used. So if you wind up, opening a lot of cans for whatever reason, maybe you've got a cat or something, you must buy this can opener from my affiliate link.
I got into a minor fender bender where the other guy got out of his car and tried to bully me into accepting I was at fault. I pointed at my car and said, I got a dash cam, right? Which shut him right up. What I should have said was nothing, let him dig his own hole, and burying him in it with the video in court. Stop and start researching this first. To anyone taking this comment as a seriously, just renting an insulation blower and adding depth is at best fast track to mold and moisture problems, and at worst creating a life-threatening fire hazards. You need to seriously research this before taking it on as a DIY. Before doing this, you need to at a minimum. AMP, NBSP. 1. Ensure you have air sealed between the conditioned area and the attic basement. 2. Create appropriate vapor barriers specific to the climate you live in, also considering if you have heat and air conditioning. 3. Maintain proper ventilation in the attic basement space after air, vapor, insulation barriers are installed. 4. Check for safety hazards such as non-insulation contact lighting, asbestos, radon, for basements, old electrical wiring, etc. The list of things goes on and on. Do not do as OP suggests and just rent an insulation blower and go for it. You can also download thousands of free classic ebooks. Below are some lists I've put together from stuff available on Project Gutenberg. I post these lists in our FreeBooks periodically. 100 free mythology books. 250 free kids in your books. 200 free sci-fi books. 100 free classics. 100 free Christmas ebooks. 100 free poetry ebooks. 100 free history ebooks. 100 free memoirs and autobiographies. 50 free mysteries. 100 free books about pirates. 70 books about space and astronomy. 200 books about cooking and housekeeping. 50 historical books about childbirth and sexual health. 175 medical books. 50 free craft books. 100 free gardening books. Free assigned summer reading books. 60 free ebooks about adventure and exploration in the Arctic and at the South Pole. 100 free books of ghost stories. 100 more free mythology ebooks. 50 free horror books. 30 free Arthurian legends. 180 quality bed sheets. You spend so much of your life sleeping, don't cheap out and get the stuff that low-key feels like you're laying on printer paper. Guys, I'm not some sheet connoisseur, I don't know much about buying sheets. Stop asking me for brands, material recommendations, thread count. I don't know. A portable power station. It's insane how useful it is. I got mine for $90. It has flashlights, an air compressor, charging ports for plug-and-choosps. It has a few other functions I cannot think of ATM. But lastly, it'll jump a car 4 to 6 times before it needs recharged. And charges quickly. Never have that awkward experience with strangers, and I can even jump someone else quickly and efficiently with no risk to my own. And in winter, oh fucking boy, it's a game changer, lifesaver. I've never felt more confident in my POS car since. This blew up a little and I've got no time to answer, work and all. I've got the Schumacher 1200 peak amp multifunctional portable digital power station. If you can get it on sale, it's perfect, and prices differ by area. They also need tiny maintenance, as others posted, recharging every so often and not leaving them to bake in your car. I keep mine inside during the warmer months if I'm not going anywhere. It's just a good thing to keep in the car for winter.
I turned 36 this year, and I decided to focus on my physical fitness, so I bought a swim club membership. The only problem was, most of the time when I go swimming, I wind up getting an ear infection. So it turns out that normal earplugs, they kind of irritate your ear canal, they don't really work, they don't keep the water out. But there is an amazing kind of earplug. It's called Mack's Pillow Soft Silicone earplugs that, they feel great, they keep the water out 100%, they're reusable, and they don't irritate your ear canal at all, no issues. If you've ever had a severe ear infection, you don't want to experience that again. It can permanently damage your hearing if you're unlucky. So investing in these earplugs is definitely a good idea. Also, when my baby was crying later this year and I could not get to sleep, I used the same earplugs and they worked great. I was able to sleep right next to a crying baby. So be sure to click my affiliate link and purchase some of these Mack's earplugs today.